Hey everybody, we are here on deck 17 of the Norwegian Epic. We're actually leaving Port of St. Martin right now. Let's see if we can see out the window. There we go. So I thought I'd take time to show you guys around the ship. And I want to preface with, the ship is one of the weirdest laid out ships that I have ever seen. There are hallways that go to nowhere, and there are places you can only get to with one set of stairs, deck 17 being one of them. The only place that I have found to access it is from the Spice H2O section of deck 16, which we'll see here. They are currently playing a movie. It's supposed to be adults only before 6 p.m. And then after 6 p.m., you can bring the kids, I guess. I haven't been out here much. So the only thing up here is the sports court deck area. There's also a sun deck area on the other end of the ship on this deck. But honestly, I don't know if I can find it. So we probably won't walk over there just so you can see the other half of the open top. So we're coming down 16 to the bar at Spice H2O. And then, like I said, this is adults only until 6. There's a pool, a couple of hot tubs, beach chairs, movie time. They also serve food out here during random parts of the day. And then we'll head down to 15. Like I always do in my videos, I start at the top, work my way down, because I don't mind walking down the stairs. Up the stairs, not so much. And then there's the main entrance to Spice H2O. We'll continue through this weirdly green lit hallway. There are elevators through either set of glass doors, the left and the right. And the Entourage Teen Club is also on the left. This is also where you can access the rock climbing wall. And then that platform there, I guess, is technically considered deck 16, which is also part of the rock climbing wall. The arcade, I don't know if you can see through the dark glass, the arcade is also here on this deck. And again, not entirely sure how to get there. I haven't been inside there. Bright flashing lights and loud noises isn't exactly my jam, so it wasn't super high on the priority list. So we're here on 15 at the moment. That ledge you see there is 16. They have pool chairs up there. They had the other side roped off for some reason. So I'll see if I can go up this side to give you a better view, the pool deck area. Okay, looks like I can get up this side. Only set of stairs, you'll see me going up. All right, and this is where you take the stairs to get up to the slides. So the purple slide goes around back behind where we were. The yellow slide empties out into that big bowl. And then the green slide comes out over here on this side. Down there. That's why it's roped off. And then this also overlooks the little kid splash area here. That's where the purple one comes out. They've got this closed, obviously, because the slide is closed. That's where the purple one ends. Another random weird thing about this ship is that the buffet is at the front of the ship instead of the back of the ship. All the other ships I've been on, the buffet has been at the back. You can see there's plenty of hot tubs. There's 3 on this side, 2 on that side, and then 2 pools with a weird stage situation happening there in the middle.
Well, I know. I felt it.
Plenty of seating. And you can see there's a bar there on the left. And over there on the right, with those dark windows, is where you pick up and return your Norwegian towels. And then this does not continue on anywhere. You have to take the stairs down. So I guess we'll go down here. This area of tables under those white covers is known as the Great Outdoors. So sometime during the day when the buffet is not open, the outside area is, and they're serving basic food like pizza and burgers and hot dogs. They have breakfast out here as well. So if you wanted to sit outside, you could do that. These elevators here on the left and the right take you to the Haven, which I do not have access to. So on this end of the ship, decks 16 and 17 are the Haven, which is the suite level of class rooms on this ship. All of the Haven rooms have a balcony and a butler, which is pretty cool. So we're walking into the Garden Cafe, which is the buffet here on Norwegian Epic. I missed the woman doing the washy-washy song, spraying hands with hand sanitizer, but I promise she's here somewhere. So there's 2 sides to the buffet. They are both serving the exact same things. If you go left, if you go right, you're gonna get the same food no matter what. I know it says soup, but this is the bread station. The labels have been a little weird this week. And then they always have a specialty of some sort that they're carving. Last night was meatloaf. Looks like today is a suckling pig. And then various side dishes. They have a build your own salad bar, meat and cheese area. If we go to the left, this is where the hand-dipped ice cream and bakery items are. Fresh fruit. Red bean triangle. No idea. Slightly intrigued. And then we have a drink station, coffee, water, and then Norwegian has these cool juice machines. You touch the screen and they offer different juices during the day. So right now they've got lemonade, apple, and unsweet tea. And you pick what you want, and then you would hit the Juicify and it would automatically fill your cup. But since I don't have a cup, I'm not gonna do that. And it also knows where to stop. So once you put the cup under there, it'll automatically fill it for you, which is pretty cool. And it knows that I wasn't gonna do it. I haven't seen this section of the buffet open at all the entire time we've been here. So I don't know if this is just like extra space and they don't use it, or if I just haven't been here in a time when it was used. But based on how clean everything is, I don't think they serve food over here, which is strange. Just another strange thing about this ship. I have a few more strange things to show you. So we continue on. One other thing they've done in the evenings, where we saw the soup that was actually a bread bar, on the opposite side, they have a crepe station where they're building crepes like they would omelets in the morning. So that's been really fun. This has been Asian, Indian food the entire time, but the dish options have changed. One thing you might notice, the labels on the food. They list the different food allergies. So if somebody has a peanut allergy or something like that, the food labels notify you of what's in the food. This is the burgers and hot dogs. You can build your own burger or hot dog. This is a build your own pasta bar. They've got a couple of choices that are already pre-made. You can have them make your own. And then they're also doing pizza. Around the back, we have another drink station and more seating. But another weird thing about this ship, I said around the back, around the front. The entrance to the Italian restaurant is here in the buffet. It's the only way you can get to it, unless you need wheelchair accessible. So these stairs take you down to the Italian restaurant. There is an accessible entrance on 14 somewhere, but I haven't found it yet. So we'll walk around the other side of the buffet just to prove that I'm not a liar and they really are serving the same thing. Water, tea, juice, or coffee, hot chocolate, those are automatically included in your cruise fare. And then there's a bar at the entrance where you can purchase drinks or sodas if you don't have the free at sea promo. We're back to the front. Here's the crepe station that I mentioned. Not gonna lie, I might have had a couple. All right, and then we're heading back out the way we came in. This feels like a smaller buffet to me than the other ships I've been on, but I'm not entirely sure why. And then from here, we'll head down to 14.
Yeah. Oh, has a fish there? Yeah.
I mentioned the teen club upstairs. The little kids, 6 months to 3 years, guppies, they are on this floor, along with the fitness center and the spa. And of course, I'm at the wrong end of the ship. So this will be the part where Jerry skips over me walking all the way down the hallway and starts us out at the entrance to the fitness center and the spa. Okay, so I walked all the way down the hallway to get to the spa and the fitness center. So here's the entry to the spa. And obviously I can't go into a lot of the areas because I don't have a spa treatment. But see what I can do to show you guys around. This is where you would book it if you wanted to. And then we have the fitness center. I think this is the way to the fitness center. Yes, here we go. If you want to sign up for any of their classes, you can do that here. They have a class pass where you can sign up for all the things for $50, $49. I round up because I like even numbers. Not a terrible view to have while you're running on a treadmill. And we have all of the standard workout equipment, weight benches, free weights, all the things. All right, we'll head back out. There is a set of elevators that will get you here. So if you happen to be on the correct end of the ship for the spa, you can just take the elevators rather than walking down the long hallway of staterooms from the wrong end of the ship. All right, we are going to hop on the elevator because floors 13 through 8 are all staterooms, except deck 10. Medical center is on deck 10. All of the decks have one of these guides to direct you to where everything is. So if you get lost or you get stuck, all of the elevator areas have one of these. They also have these touch screens if you have questions about dining or excursions or casino or any of the things. You can touch the screen and it'll direct you.
Going down.
All right, and we are going to go down to 7 because that's where the other things that are not staterooms begin. There's a British lady that announces where we are in the elevators. All right, we are at the back-ish end of deck 7. So this overlooks the bar on 6. And then the Brazilian steakhouse and regular steakhouse are through here. Those are 2 of the specialty dining options on the ship, along with the Italian restaurant that I mentioned earlier. There's the teppanyaki restaurant. There's a couple of different Asian and Chinese options. Based on your room category, you'll get a number of those included with the free at sea package, or you can purchase an all-inclusive specialty dining package so that you can eat at a specialty dining restaurant every night of your cruise. Or you don't have to purchase any specialty dining and just eat at the buffet or one of the 2 main dining rooms on the ship. The 2 main dining rooms are called Taste and the Manhattan Room. Some of the Norwegian ships also have another main dining room called Savor, but this one doesn't have that. And each of the main dining rooms serve the same food as the other one, but different food daily.
Without the free at sea.
You have the barber shop. You can get your hair cut. And then I believe through this way is the cigar bar. Excuse me. But I'm only about 50% confident that that's correct. Ha! It is correct. I'm not going to go in there because there's people in there smoking, but they have a cigar bar here on deck 7. I was hoping to walk slow enough that the shops would be open by the time I made it down here, and it looks like I was not successful. So this one contains mostly alcohol and tobacco products, but they also had some snacks around the corner that you can't see. And here's one of the mini bars on deck. Decks 5, 6, and 7 have the bars. This one's called Maltings. And sometimes they have live music here too, so it gets a little loud because it's kind of confined. And then here on the right, we have Wasabi Sushi Bar and the Teppanyaki restaurant that I mentioned. And if you continue around this way, you go nowhere. It stops at the restaurant. So if you're not intending on going to the restaurant, you have to turn around. And this is not the first or second time I've had to do that. This overlooks main dining room Taste, which is down on deck 5. And then this is the Martini Bar Shakers. And here on the left is the Sky Vodka Ice Bar. They have a cover charge of a few dollars, and that will provide you with a warm coat.
Okay, let's take the grandpas together, okay?
Very brightly colored. Ridiculous. clothing for the ice bar. But your cover charge will include that as well as a couple of drinks. We have the rest of the shops on this floor. This one has been doing gold and silver by the inch all week. And then they have whatever the special of the day is out here in the middle. Oh, perfect timing. They just opened up this one. So on the left-hand side, we have the designer stuff, the jewelry, the watches, the pre-owned luxury purses. And then on the right-hand side, we have the Norwegian store. So if you were to need a hat or clothing, Norwegian Epic swag, you can get that in here.
It's right by the elevators there.
I have $30 of onboard credit left to spend, so I'll have to see if I can find me something soft and comfy to spend it on. I believe they're having a t-shirt sale. And then, like I mentioned, this side that they're still working on getting open is the luxury jewelry, watches. And then they have one that's got pre-owned luxury purses, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, that kind of thing. It's here on the right. Just past and connected to the perfume store.
Okay, let's open.
There we go. Pre-loved is what they call it. Authorized pre-owned luxury. And we have reached the end of deck 7. With the exception of the Bliss Lounge. Here on the end. It's not late, like there's no sign out here that announces what it is. And I don't even think we can get in. There's probably some kind of private event going on. It's also really dark. Oh, I can get in. There was no sign that said I couldn't. Jerry and I were in here earlier in the cruise for a Latitudes Rewards member cocktail party. So they host various events here in this lounge. But you kind of got to know where it is. That's another weird thing. Like, this isn't labeled anywhere. And we wouldn't have known where it was unless they had somebody outside. They were directing us to where we were supposed to go for that Latitudes Rewards party. All right. We will head down the stairs from here. Down to 6. So we're starting deck 6 here at the Epic Theater.
1702.
Jeez, yes.
Okay, thank you.
This is where they do their production shows. I'll see if they'll let me in. A couple of the shows you have to have reservations for. Can I just step in and take a quick video? Just real quick. Thank you. So another weird thing about this ship is that the theater is only on one deck. So this is the entire theater. It holds 685 people, and the capacity on the cruise ship is almost 5,000. So it is considerably smaller than most of the other theaters on cruise ships that I have been on. And then there's the bar here in the back too.
I like this way over here. I can't help it.
Thank you.
Right here.
Good evening, have your individual key cards ready.
So the people with reservations are being let in for tonight's show now.
Please have your key cards ready each person. We have 2 lines to let you in.
This desk here in the middle is what they call the box office. And you wouldn't know that except for that tiny little screen right there that says box office hours. And this would be where you would come make reservations for the shows that needed reservations. And then in this corner is something called the Spiegel tent. I'm not entirely sure what's happening in there right now, nor can we really see in. But there are various events that happen inside that room. Murder mystery games that I've seen. I think the magician is performing in there tonight. He was in the theater a couple of nights ago. And then here on our left is the Headliner Comedy Club. Let's see if I cannot get in there. They do comedy in there, obviously, as the name implies. And we also saw dueling pianos in there the other night. It's a bigger room than it looks from the outside, but if it's something that you want to see, I would get in line early, just in case. One thing you'll notice about the middle of the ship here is that there's no midship atrium elevators. So this is the atrium. We're on 6 looking over onto 5. And that's where the ceiling stops. So there's not a big main atrium area of the ship that spans several decks. This is the O'Sheehan's area. And they have a bowling alley, 3-lane bowling alley. It is under maintenance right now. So I'm not entirely sure what's up. It hasn't worked the entire cruise. But they do have it. So when it works, I guess you could pay to use it. And then O'Sheehan's is a complimentary restaurant. They have like bar and pub food. Part of the restaurant is open 24 hours. So if you're hungry for nachos at 2 a.m., this is probably where you can find it. And then O'Sheehan's spans to the other side of the ship as well, which is where some of their like bar games, pool tables, a couple more arcade games are located. So we'll step through, you guys check those out. So over on this end, a couple of those claw machine games, quarter games, and then air hockey. Also behind the Monopoly thing is a hidden ladies' bathroom that's been super clean and no line all week. So for you ladies, deck 6 behind the Monopoly machine, best bathroom on the ship. And then we have pool tables. And some more claw machines, skee ball, basketball. These are various priced games, so they're not included. They have darts. Looks like the basketball is $3 and a penny. Darts is $2.25, so they vary in price based on the game. And then we come out of O'Sheehan's and into the casino. Casino is officially open because we are not in port anymore. So they have slot machines as well as table games. There's also an escalator, which is weird, to take you down to the next floor. So we have the down escalator on this side and the up escalator on that side. The table games are back behind the slot machines, tucked into these alcoves. So this side seems to be high roller. That one says $100 minimum. But the other side, I've seen $5 and $10 tables. And then they have some more tables here in the middle. They have various slot machine tournaments and poker tournaments that you can enter to play in. Here on the left is Shanghai's, which is one of the specialty dining restaurants back through there. And then here is the noodle bar, which is complimentary, but reservations are required. And then on the other side behind the slot machines, we missed the Cavern Club. Not gonna lie, I don't know what this is. I feel like it's probably a music venue of some kind. Step inside and see. Yes, that's exactly what this is. So they'll be doing live music. It looks to be Beatles themed. So they've probably got some kind of Beatles related show that happens in here. Like I said, they've got things tucked in weird places and not labeled very well. And I'm sure it was thoughtfully done. Like there was a point behind it when they designed a ship like this. I'm just not entirely sure what it was. This bar also has video games. Not like video games, but video casino games that you can play. And then at this end is one of the two main dining rooms. This is the Manhattan room. And the menu changes every night. So they'll post the menu outside the restaurant in the morning so you can come and check it out, decide if you want to eat here or if you want to eat at the buffet. And I'm trying to decide how to get down to deck 5 because walked around the corner to go down the stairs and they've got the stairs roped off. So I guess I'm going to go back through the casino to the escalator. So we'll have one more quick short tour of the casino.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, registration ongoing for our slots and blackjack tournament. $35 to enter and get a chance to win up to $500 in the finals. Anyone interested, please proceed. The casino services stands in the middle of casino.
They might have those stairs roped off because looking over from deck 6 to deck 5 is the Taste main dining room. So they may not want you entering the main dining room from the back entrance as opposed to the front entrance. I'm not entirely sure. Come around this corner to the down escalator. Escalator on a cruise ship is strange, but at this point on this ship, nothing really surprises me. So we're going down from 6 to 5. And we are landing here at the other main dining room, Taste. And I'm going to see if they'll let me just pop in and take a quick video. So here's the main dining room. Well, one of the two. Norwegian does a freestyle dining. So that means that you show up when you're hungry, as opposed to having a designated dining time. And you'll be seated at whatever table is empty at the moment. So you don't get the same table or the same waiter every night. We have another bar here on our right. And the Starbucks, also here on our right. They do have a Starbucks drink package. So if you're not into the alcohol and stuff, but you need your Starbucks fix, they do have a Starbucks package that you can purchase. And it's just like Starbucks on land. They don't take Starbucks gift cards though, so just keep that in mind. So this is the entire atrium. So most cruise ships have a giant atrium that spans several decks. This is it for this one. And over here on our left, we have shore excursions, cruise next, and guest services. And tomorrow is our last day before we get off the ship. So I'm going to grab a couple of luggage tags Most of the other cruise ships have assigned luggage tags to what time you get off. This one, they let you pick up whatever time you want to get off, which is a little strange, but again, nothing on this ship surprises me. So we're going to go with an 8 o'clock departure time on Sunday morning. You have two options with your luggage. You can either take it off yourself, or you can get one of the luggage tags like I just picked up and set your luggage out the hallway the night before, and they'll take it off the ship for you. And then you pick it up once you get off the ship.
Right beside the ship.
We have several photo stops. And then the photo gallery is on the right. And the last specialty restaurant, the French restaurant Le Bistro, is here on the left. Le Bistro is one of the few, I shouldn't say the only, one of the few restaurants that has a dress code. So, Le Bistro, the Cagney's Steakhouse, and the Haven restaurants have a dress code. The men are required to wear pants and a shirt with a collar, and the women are required to dress kind of like business casual, so no beachwear, no shorts, no flip-flops. Open-toed sandals are okay, but no like beachwear flip-flops. They just expect you to look a little nicer. And then lastly, here on deck 5, we have the art gallery. And the art on the ship changes. What they've got displayed changes every day. So they were doing a Thomas Kinkade tribute a couple nights ago. So they had several Thomas Kinkade pieces out. There was a Picasso theme going on maybe yesterday, or that could still be happening now. And then they do art auctions, or you can just speak to somebody and purchase a piece of art and have it shipped home. So other than our room tour, we have reached the end of this ship tour. So I'm going to take you guys up now and show you our room. So grab me an elevator here. Well, that was pretty quick. Up to 13. The ceiling of the elevator has like this twinkly light thing going on. Magically, I didn't stop on any of the other floors.
Door opening.
All right, here we are on deck 13. There's no labels here, so when you step off, you have absolutely no idea which way your room is. There's elevators on this side, and then there's also elevators on the other side. So I have yet to figure out when I get off of the elevator which way I'm supposed to go. So you just kind of have to guess until you find one of these blue signs that says which direction your stateroom is in. So as long as you know the number, you'll be able to find it at some point. Mine is back this way. We are on the even side of the ship. And we're going to swim against the fishies because the fishies are going towards the front, and we have a midship room. So give me just a second to get to our room, and then I will give you a room tour and we'll wrap this up. So if you have enjoyed the video, I would super appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to the channel. Leave comments for any questions that you've got, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks, everybody. All right, everybody, as promised, here is our room tour. One thing to point out about this ship, it's got your room numbers here on the side and then a little wheel that you spin to tell whether you want the cabin made up or turned down, do not disturb, and welcome. And then when the room steward has been to your room, he'll switch it over to welcome when he's finished. So I should preface this. This is one of the strangest room configurations that I've ever seen on a cruise ship. So when we walk in, you'll notice there's no actual bathroom. So you can see the entire room right here. So when you first come in, you've got the shower on the left. complete with all the showery things. And it's got a door. And then you've got the water closet on the right. And then if you want a little privacy, there is a curtain that you can close for a makeshift bathroom. It's extra weird. It's fine for Jerry and I, couples. Even if Sarah and I were traveling together, it wouldn't be a super huge deal. But if we were traveling with the kids and all of us staying in this room, it might get a little weird. So here's the sink. So you can sit on the bed and brush your teeth. The design of this room was set up so that it was more space saving and you got a little more storage. And I will say there is more storage, I think, than a regular cruise ship room. It's just a little strange. So there's storage in here. And then there is storage down here. Both of those open, baskets, shoes, there's shelves there. And then this opens, and this is where the only plug-in in the room lives, down there. And then footstool, trash can, hairdryer. This opens. Shelves and a safe. Got your beverage cooler down there. And then this opens with lots of hanging space. And the life jackets are down there somewhere underneath our pile of dirty clothes. And then this also opens with lots of hanging space. And then you've also got 3 drawers. Something pretty cool if you are a cold sleeper or you like extra pillows, we also learned that these cushions here open, and that's where they hide the extra bedding. So if you don't have second, third, or fourth guest in your room, but you want more pillows and stuff, they're behind the cushions. It looks like those across the top of the room should also be some sort of cabinet, but they are not. And then we'll head outside. We have a room kind of on a corner, so our balcony is exceptionally large. As I mentioned, we are docked in St. Martin today, but we're actually getting ready to leave port. Very pretty place. I highly recommend a cruise stop here.